Secretary Clinton has said that she would protect and enhance Social Security just this past week. That seems like pretty ambiguous, to protect and enhance. What do you make of that?
I don't know. You might, this probably.
What's happening? I think we're chanting. I don't know what's happening. You want some more water?
No, I'm good.
You're good. What's that? Yeah, do you have a question? Hi, nice to meet you. What's your question? Yeah, hold on, I don't have a mic though. I don't have a mic. You have a mic? Where you at though? Is there a mic? Why don't you come up here and I'll give you my mic? Greg? Sit down. So, okay, I want to make sure I'm hearing this right. Oh, there you are. Good. What's your name? Tia Oso. Nice to meet you. Okay.
Tia Oso. Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Good to meet you.
You have a question? Oh, give him my mic. Great. You have some communication. So which one?
Good morning, Netroots. My name is Tia Oso. Today is my last day as the Arizona organizer for the Black Alliance for Just Immigration. We are a national organization that engages African Americans with a progressive analysis on racial justice and migrant rights in order to work with immigrants of color from Africa, the Caribbean, and other countries in order to advance a social and economic justice agenda to build a multiracial democracy. I want to welcome you to Arizona. And thank you so much.
Sure.
So Netroots Nation being in Arizona is significant for several reasons, right? Arizona is indigenous land. We're called as Phoenix, Arizona, but really the border was drawn right by white supremacist manifest destiny. And without the innovations, right, of the indigenous people, right, building the canals, this would be an uninhabitable desert, correct? I just want to give a little bit of context about what we're here to do today. On Monday, that was the July 13th, it's the 2-year anniversary of the Black Lives Matter, creation of the Black Lives Matter hashtag, right? Political project that has moved, right, from an online political project to an on-the-ground social justice initiative that has reignited the fight for racial justice across the globe, right, and Black struggles across the globe. There's also the 1-year anniversary marking the death of, Eric Garner. And also, Sandra Bland died in police custody in Texas. So right now, here today, we want to take a moment at Netroots to acknowledge the lives lost every 28 hours, but specifically the Black women's lives that are lost.
How many hours? How many hours?
Every 28 hours.
Every 28 hours.
Okay, yes. Black woman, man, or child. Because we think it's important, and we demand, just as I demanded from Netroots several times, and then decided to go ahead and create, right, a local-focused, Black-focused space to connect local Black community organizers with organizers who are here from around the country for Netroots, right? Because that's something that we had to do, right? That we should not have had to do, right? Black roots. Hashtag Black Roots, okay? Because when they announced they wanted to come to Arizona and talk about immigration, I wondered, are you going to talk about the 25% of black immigrants in Arizona who are here as asylees and refugees because of U.S. foreign policy? Are you going to talk about, when you go on your border tour, are you going to talk about the individuals that come from Cameroon and Somalia and Jamaica and Central America? Are you going to talk about the Garifuna? Are you going to talk about the Afro-Latinos? Are you going to talk about the Afro-Mexicans that are being caught at the border? But I knew that you would not. Right? I wanted to know, are you going to talk about Arizona and our state legislators, 75% of whom are members of ALEC, who introduced legislation into the Arizona state legislature unedited? The state that passed SB 1070, the state that passed SB 1062 twice, the state that passed SB 1445, the Senate bill that would have kept secret the names of police officers that commit deadly use of force, and redacted their names from their disciplinary records, that we had to come together as a black and brown community to tell Governor that we need to veto. Welcome to Arizona. Welcome to Arizona, where Monica Jones, a black trans woman, cannot walk down the street. Today cannot walk down the street. Okay? Welcome to Arizona, where the Martin Luther King holiday was repealed by a Republican governor, and we had to take initiative to put a ballot referendum, right, to entrench that you will honor the legacy of black people. If we're going to call this a progressive space, we must always and unapologetically and unequivocally center black leadership that has made every single gain of progress in this country.
You're right.
So we are going to hold this space. We are going to acknowledge the names of black women that have died in police custody. And then, Governor O'Malley, we do have questions for you about what is your agenda going to be to make sure that black lives do matter, and that as the leader of this nation, will you advance a racial justice agenda that will dismantle, not reform, okay, not make progress, but that will begin to dismantle structural racism in the United States?
Yes.
You want us to answer that now? You want us to answer that now?
No, we're going to do the action, reading the names of black women.
You're starting over there? Sanders is close. So we have questions for him too. Wait, let's figure out a way that we can do this together. I have no idea what's happening. Is that? I can't do that. The moment I take the mic away from her. No. I'm moving. One question, and then I gotta get Sanders in. Okay, so please. If you can ask that one question right now so we can figure this out. Go ahead.
We'll be done with the action in just a minute, and then you can answer the question.
Okay.
Tia Osa.
Tia. My people came here as immigrants from Ireland. Three generations ago, they settled in Bisbee. They left right before that big cattle thing that they did. You know, in Bisbee, where they come in the desert.
figure out how to make this work. It's going to be a lot more questions.
Yeah, no, I know, definitely. So the best thing to do is allow the poll to stay.
Yeah.
Because we have an order. It's going to say their statement.
And then after that,
Patrice, the co-founder of Black Lives
I'll line
Matter,
up.
is going to come. She's going to come and present a question, right? And then we're going to, I think they're prepared for it, but we could say like one. I think they're prepared for it. Yeah.
one question. Okay, is that it? Cheryl, what are you saying? We're almost done with this, and then we have one question, then we can go. We're almost done with it. We have to get them, just let them do this. One question, then we go.
Yeah. All right. Because otherwise, we gotta take control
Yeah.
in a loving way.
Great. How many more, Gina?
All right, thank you. We hear you. I know you're not done, but I thank you. Give the governor a chance to respond. Give the governor a chance to respond. We hear you.
We hear you.
Please
know that we hear you.
Please give the governor a chance to respond.
One question. Patrice. Hold on, everybody. Wait. Everybody take a little breathe. Okay. Breathe. One question. Patrice. All right, one question, man. You're gonna get one. Patrice, go ahead. Where's the mic? You didn't want to give, right here. Can you give it to her, please? Thank you. Is Patrice, one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. Please, everybody.
Okay, so first of all, it's not like we like shutting shit down. But we have to. We are tired of being interrupted.
Okay.
The governor is going to be able to speak. We know that he's been here. We also know that Senator Bernie Sanders is back there. We appreciate you listening to us and the audience holding space for us. But let me be clear. Every single day, folks are dying. Not being able to take another breath. We are in a state of emergency. We are in a state of emergency. And if you don't feel that emergency, you are not human.
I see.
Give me a second.
You want to get your question?
Yes.
Go ahead, Patrice.
We have 4 questions.
Patrice, one question.
The question we have, and I'll just mix all my 4 questions into one if that's what you want to do. It really boils down to the fight for black and brown lives. It really boils down to not what you have done, but what you will do. What will you do to stop police unions battering our names after their law enforcement kills us? I want to hear concrete actions. I want to hear an action plan. That's what we want to hear, and we want to hear it from Bernie Sanders too.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As a member of the board of Netroots Nation, I thank you for your voices. I thank you for your courage. I thank you for your commitment. I'm not silencing you. I want to make sure that the governor, you came here to get a response. Let's hear the governor's response.
Sure.
Okay, good.
Jose, look, Jose, let me say a couple things. First of all, I think that all of us as Americans have a responsibility to recognize the pain and the grief throughout our country from all of the lives that have been lost to violence, whether that's violence at the hands of police or whether that's violence in the hands of civilians. For many years, we have required...
Hold on one second. Hold on a second.
Well, I'll just share with you, I'm trying to respond to the call of your question as best I can. No, hey, look, I know. Hey, look, let me talk a little bit about...
Hold on one second. What just happened there? I'm so lost. Hold on, let's make sure you're getting an answer. Okay.
I was trying to...
Guys, hold on a second. I really want to hear specific responses, back to their point. Not generalities, right? But go ahead.
Right.
Wait a second. Go ahead. Guys, I want an actual conversation to happen. Please, let's do this. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, specifically, I believe every police department in America should have to report in an open and transparent and timely way all police-involved shootings, all discourtesy complaints, and all brutality complaints. That should be a
Civilian review boards. What do you think of that?
I believe that all departments should have civilian review boards. We implemented one, and it works, but they have to be staffed, and it's not enough just to have a board. You have to give them the money to hire their own detectives so they can investigate whatever they want to investigate.
What? Will you do that?
Yes, look, I'm going to be rolling out a criminal justice reform package as a candidate for president. And as I do so, I want everyone in this room to ask all of the other candidates for theirs and for their responses to that.
Hold on.
Look, some of the most important things that we accomplish in life, requires persistence. We did not repeal the death penalty in Maryland the first time we tried or the second time, but we repealed it the third time we tried. Every life matters, and that is why this issue is so important. Black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter. Black lives matter, white lives matter, All lives matter.
So wait a second. Hold 1 second. 1 second. Okay. I think it's really important. I really love that we're holding the governor accountable here. But what's even more imperative is we hold all of the presidential candidates accountable to these specific proposals. We will do that. Yes.
After their exhaustive review of the evidence, the grand jury deliberated over 2 days, making their final decision. They determined that no probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson and returned a no true bill on each of the 5 indictments. The physical and scientific evidence examined by the grand jury, combined with the witness statements supported and substantiated by that physical evidence, tells the accurate and tragic story of what happened. After their exhaustive review of the evidence, the grand jury deliberated over 2 days, making their final decision. They determined that no probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson and returned a no true bill on each of the 5 indictments. The physical and scientific evidence examined by the grand jury, combined with the witness statements supported and substantiated by that physical evidence, tells the accurate and tragic story of what happened.
I know, sir. I'm prepared.
Ma'am, get off the pole. Ma'am, come down off the pole. Ma'am, come down off the pole. Off the pole. Ma'am, go. Still breathe. Nothing to do with choke. Be out. Go home.
You come against me with hatred and oppression and violence. I come against you in the name of God. This blood comes down today.
Get off the pole. We'd like to.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? I'm trying to come down, sir. I'm going to comply. I promise you I'm going to comply. I'm coming down. I'm prepared to be arrested. It's okay. But I can't. I sir, when you're pulling on, like I can't get to it.
We have nothing to lose but our chains. Wait.
There, Clergy, sir.
That's one of those things when that's when the Lord calls you home.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Woo! He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters.
Look at that. Look the word of God. What are they arresting him for?
As we turn right now to what happened this weekend in Cleveland, Ohio, where about 1,000 Black Lives Matter supporters gathered for an historic conference to raise national attention about police brutality and other pressing issues, including immigration rights, economic justice, and LGBTQ rights. Democracy Now! Spoke Friday to 3 of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement. This is Opal Tometi. But we will turn to the clip of people speaking at the conference in Cleveland.
Sherelle Brown. I'm with several different organizations. Right now, I currently teach social justice with Sadie Nash Leadership. We've been through a lot this year, since August and before then. And it's trauma compounded on trauma for people who are in Black communities, right? So this has been a learning space, a healing space, a politicizing space, a radicalizing space. We get to love upon each other, affirm each other, check each other, hold each other accountable, and I think that's really important as sustaining us moving forward. There is collective healing and not having to worry about filtering yourself or worrying about, at least in some instances, not feeling unsafe, right? Because you're amongst family.
Marshall Edward Conway, a former political prisoner for the last 44 years. I don't believe that Black freedom can exist without world freedom. We need to free the planet. We need to free the human race. We need to work together across all the different lines, and it is only because of creating a space for everybody to be a human being can we be a human being and have Black freedom. We need to work together. For years, women has been taking the lead in this. We need to involve ourselves. We need to engage ourselves. We need to put aside our moralistic or ideological differences and realize that as a Black community, we are all under threat. We are under the threat of genocide. We are under the threat of mass incarceration. We are under the threat of impoverishment. And we definitely have a community that's collapsing. And if we don't come together, reach out to the youth, to the elders, to every segment of the community, then we're going to be in real trouble.
My name is Bree Campbell, and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I work for the University of Michigan Sex Lab, and I am a fellow at the National LGBTQ Task Force. I'm a trans woman of color, and I wanted to make sure that in this movement that we are included because we are left out of a lot of things, and it's really sad that there are times when I want to express the sorrow that's going on for people of color in the community, but feel very left out a lot of times when it comes to conversations about like Black Lives Matter, violence against women, violence against trans women. So I'm here not only to build capacity, but I'm also here to make sure that trans voices are brought to the table.
Special thanks to Messiah Rhodes for that report from the inaugural Movement for Black Lives Conference in Cleveland, Ohio. Well, conference goers ended the weekend with a stark reminder of how much work needs to be done. When the event ended around 5 p.m. Sunday, a crowd of participants witnessed a police officer attempting to arrest a 14-year-old boy for alleged intoxication. The Black Lives Matter participants blocked the squad car, tried to get the child out. One of the officers then began pepper spraying the crowd. The video has since gone viral. This is Democracy Now! When we come back, we're going to Nairobi, Kenya, to talk about the president's first trip to Kenya, a first U.S. president's trip to Kenya. President Obama has been there before, and then his trip to Ethiopia. Stay with us.
Nimechoka kwenye laini, kijana moja nikaribia na kaseti ati chip nunua muziki Olomide speciali kuisikiza kajuliza hii lugha gani. Siku iliyofuata kamtafuta mwenye kaseti kumuuliza tafadhali jibu swali. Bolingo nangai, maanisha vipi kuulizwa utasema nini? Tombolo nangai, kalipia maneno matamu.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org.
Y'all can't tell me that God ain't good. I'm out here on 290 on my way to the beach, and this is what's in my car. You see that? That's a motorcycle in my car. God is so good. The man that flew over my car is standing right here. I saw a body somersault over my car. There is a motorcycle stuck in my trunk. Do you see that? God is too good. You can't tell me God ain't good. You cannot tell me God ain't good. You cannot tell me God is not good. If Sandy ain't never spoke to you today, Sandy is speaking right now. God is so good. Do you hear me? God is so good. I am on the E-way just driving, trying to go to the beach and chill. But he will wake you up for real. God is too good. Sandy speaks.
Hey y'all. So I don't know where to look. Anyway, I am getting ready for bed, and before I go to sleep, there has been something really big, really heavy on my mind. A seed that I feel like God has truly planted in my life, work that He has set for me to do, a message that He has for me to get out. So before I go to sleep on today, January 14th, 2015, I wanted to make this video message and plant my seed of Sandy Speaks. I know my head probably looks a little crazy right now, but the idea behind Sandy Speaks is that I'm going to take the situations, the ideas, everything that's going on in the news, and I want to get feedback from the children. I feel like with the police brutality and all of the things that have been going on in the news, you know, a lot of people have been making noise and expressing their opinions about how they feel, and somewhere along the way we've forgotten about an important group, which are the kids. I don't have any kids. I do have an 8-year-old and a 14-year-old nephew. Sorry, my battery about to die. I ain't even got my cord. I do have an 8-year-old and a 14-year-old nephew, and I want to hear their point of view. I want to know what they feel about just the things that they've heard in the news, even though they might not watch the news. Things like social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of this stuff is in it, so they know about it. And I want to get some dialogue started with them. I want to see what they feel. It's time to do something. I am so tired of turning on the news and seeing another story about just foolishness. Foolishness. There's so much craziness going on in the world out here that is really, truly more important to just America as a whole than some stupid TV show about a sorority. No offense, I'm in a group and I liked the show. I thought it was funny, and I feel like for once, despite the normal behavior of women in general when they're in a group in that setting, they were all business women. They were all trying to do something positive with themselves. So whatever group out there felt the need to push to get the show removed because it reflected you in a nasty light, how about you put that energy towards, you know, something really serious out here, and that is the preservation of our kids. So, like I said, through Sandy Speaks, we are going to open up a door, open up a gateway for the kids. What I would like you all to do, if you've got kids, and it doesn't even have to be just for the kids, you know, some things they may not be able to comment on, but now would be the perfect time if you feel like your child is too young, to kind of start opening the door to them and educating them on interacting with police. I don't think it's ever too early, in all honesty, because the way that our kids are growing nowadays, I got a 2-year-old niece that you would think she'd been here before. You know, our kids are so smart. They are getting smarter. Technology is getting better. So why not educate them on interacting with the people who are really important to our survival? And I think through this, we can also show them a real look at how they're viewed by a group of people who have no reason to have a skewed point of view. You know, a child can't determine, they can only know how to feel about cops based off of how they see cops acting. So this is going to be the chance. And if you're a cop out there and you're watching this, here's your chance to say something and educate these kids. Because again, my whole point, my whole motive, what I want, and I feel like what everybody should want, is for our kids to know better. You know, there's no reason why our kids know more about the latest social media trends than what's more important to their own history and survival and just everyday basics, you know. So yeah, Sandy speaks. Sandy is speaking, and again, I do apologize. And if I'm looking a little crazy, this is because this is a test. It's time, y'all. It's time. It's this thing that I'm holding in my hand, this telephone, this camera, it is quite powerful. Social media is powerful. We can do something with this. If we want to change, we can really, truly make it happen. You know, we sit out here and talk about, oh, we need the next so-and-so and this and that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Start in your own home. Start with you. You start being that person to want to make that change. So it's funny, I might, whoever is watching this, you might hear I'm probably going to get a few of the Michael Jackson, oh, I want to make that change comment. But laugh all you want to. Say what you want. But I'm here to change history. I am ready to do what I need to do for this next generation. It's time for me to do it's time for me to do God's work at the end of the day. Because he and I know everybody don't believe in God, which is fine. But I want you to know, on Sandy Speaks, I'm gonna talk about God, because for me, he has truly opened my eyes and shown me that there's something out there that we can do. We can stop sitting around and just saying, oh, well, maybe next time. Or, oh, well, we knew that was going to happen. It's time to stop knowing that was going to happen. And it's time to start doing something. So, I'm going to go to bed, but I just want everybody who watches this to know that I truly thank God for you. I thank God for you taking your time to watch this video. And I'd like to plant the seed in you. There will be more of these to come. There will be more Sandy Speaks. And I want y'all's feedback. I need you. I need y'all's help. You know, I can't do this by myself. I need you. So, you know, email, it's crazy. I should know how to make a YouTube channel, but I don't. So I'll probably be getting with somebody soon to figure that out. But in the meantime, in between time, you can comment below the video. Tell me what you think. Definitely, please. I would love to hear responses from your kids. And, you know, just general responses to whatever you feel like they need to hear about the news. It doesn't matter
Good
what
afternoon,
age.
my beautiful kings and queens. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 2015. Hopefully you are out there or were out there this morning doing something productive, successful, something that is going to help establish your kingdom and queendom. Today's Sandy Speaks is going to focus directly on my white people. White people. Yes, black people know that all lives matter. But what I need you guys to understand is that being a black person in America is very, very hard. Although you all love to say, oh, nobody should see race, people are the reason that racism is still alive. Well, what kind of people are the reason? Black racists have no power, whereas white racists do. They have power because they are in positions of control, or they're in positions where they can influence the control over black people. Yes, that is very true. So to my friends who want to get on my videos and they're upset about the picture that I posted, oh well, I will not apologize for it, because at the moment, Black lives matter. They matter. Our media is showing you, obviously they don't. So for y'all that can sit around and say all lives matter, I want you to go put it on a poster and stand out on a corner somewhere. If we can get enough white people to show that all lives matter, maybe they'll stop killing our black brothers. Because obviously that's what it's going to take, for the white people to get up and get tired of black people saying Black Lives Matter. So if y'all want it to stop, you get out there and do something about it. But what you're not going to do is get on my page with the foolishness. You will be deleted. You will be unfriended. I am not a racist. I grew up in Villa Park, Illinois, was the only black girl on an all-white cheerleading squad, so I had to learn how to deal with and black people. You will not be successful in this world until you learn how to work with white people. But I want the white folks to really understand out there, black people are truly, we're doing as much as we can. Not all of us, but some of us are really doing as much as we can. And we can't help but get pissed off when we see situations where it's clear the black life didn't matter. For those of you questioning why was he running away, well, goddamn. Because in the news that we've seen as of late, you could stand there, surrender to the cops, and still be killed. So for those of you that feel like all lives matter, if you want to put it on the poster, I will stand out there with you. But if you're not ready to do that, do not get on my page with it. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You might have a black friend or two, and I'm not calling all white people racist, because y'all not. But for the ones who want to get on my page talking about all lives matter, show me in American history where all lives have mattered. Show me where there has been liberty and justice for all, like that fucking Pledge of Allegiance we love to say. Excuse my French, because Sandy Speaks don't usually cuss. But I was really irritated by the responses to the post that I made earlier, because white people, if all lives mattered, would there need to be a hashtag for Black Lives Mattering? Think about that. Just truly think about that. Yes, black on black crime numbers are extremely high. Yes, they are, but that is because there are uneducated people who are hell-bent on self-extermination. I am not one of them. I am into building up my kings and queens. So for me, Black Lives Matter. And then subset, all lives matter. Take it or leave it. Sandy Speaks.
They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. They attack you, bust you all upside your mouth, and then take you to court and charge you with assault. What kind of democracy is that? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of social or political system is it when a black man has no voice in court, has nothing on his side other than what the white man chooses to give him? My brothers and sisters, we have to put a stop to this. And it will never be stopped until we stop it ourselves. They attack the victim. And then the criminal who attacked the victim accuses the victim of attacking him. Yes, sir. This is American justice. Yes, sir. That's right. This is American democracy. Yes, and those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy. Now, if I'm wrong, put me in jail.